So at the end of the game, we were asked to save, and we could start a new journey with some changes. Now, what those changes entail is not really that much, actually. Really, all you're doing is that you're just starting the game over with all the items that you collected in the previous playthrough, all except for maybe the cat sphere and the crest fragments, because those are story-related items. You also get 2 new key items, the burst stone that you get for defeating the queen without taking any damage, and the small coin, which they both serve as trophy items, essentially. They don't really have any purpose. And the only other reason I can think of playing New Game Plus mode is that you just wanted to see how fast you can take down all the bosses, which I guess is kind of fun. So this first sort of nod towards Kaho is found in Momodora II. So in Momodora II, we play as Momo, who is being sent to take down the Underworld Queen because, yeah, you guessed it, her village is undergoing some spiritual fuckery, and it's up to you to save your village and the world. And throughout the game, you're going to have to find these statues and pray towards them in order to receive their blessing. And one of those statues happens to be Kaho. So in Momodora III, really early in the game, you meet a character named Momodora, and she's just so excited to be here. Just listen to her theme. Anyways, she's an intern at a historical institute, and really all you have to do to get this cameo is you just have to find her and talk to her. Or rather, get her to talk to you. And she's not really that hard to find. There's really only 3 places that you have to look for her, and 2 of which are already in your way, so you only have to go out of your way for one of those instances. But once you do, after defeating the Bell Tower Garden boss, you will get a Hazel badge. Now that looks familiar. If you give it to Momodora, she will give you a Carcian seed, which you can plant in the Bellflower Garden really early on. And doing so opens up a new area. And going into that door leads to which leads you to a time where Kaho was still alive, and apparently she needed your help. She was fighting off this demon that ended up taking her companions. So you decide to help her out. Then you tussle with the demon for a while, and after which, Kaho comes to a sort of a realization. She realizes that praying to the gods causes all this misfortune, and that perhaps, maybe, deep down, that her gods are fake, which makes her think that she's a heretic. After which we have to leave her alone, so whether or not those thoughts carry over into Reverie Under the Moonlight is to be seen, or even if those events were even real. Alright, here we go. Insane mode. The mode that's been talked about a lot in the thread. So I've been contemplating just how much I would show of insane mode, and I decided we're going to do the very first area of the game with the extra condition that I don't kill any common enemies. So this was going to be a passive first area run of insane mode. I'm also going to leave in some deaths because, y'all know me, I like to cut out as much as I can and cover up as much as I can, but for the sake of demonstrating this mode and how brutal it can be, especially in the very beginning of the game, I'm going to leave in some deaths. And the first couple of screens are really easy because you already know what's going on. Like, quite literally, insane mode is just the one-hit mode, where you can't get hit at all. You can't even get poisoned because you won't survive it. And there's the first death, and that was mostly my fault. I got really impatient. Or rather, I didn't get impatient, I just wanted to show off. Because what I was trying to do is do this really sick dodge right here. You know, it's kind of a shame that goon races stopped being a thing, because I would have loved to race this game. It would have been one of the few games I actually knew how to play from start to finish. Speaking of, I'm panicking like crazy because I want this dang thing to come down faster. So the biggest thing that's going to cause a lot of your deaths is going to be those jumping imp girls, because their jumping patterns are very random. It's basically just RNG for every time you see one. And that kind of sucks, but then again, you're probably not going to be going out of your way to not kill them, like I am. So here's one of the biggest choke points because we have to wait for that block platform to come down. And I misjudged my rolling distance and ended up taking a hit for it. Let's try that again. Dang it. You know, if I was fast enough, I probably could have survived an extra 3 seconds. I wouldn't have lived, but, I mean, I could have survived a little longer. I'm just gonna wait here for them to either jump over me or get out of my way. And then once we make it past this screen, it's going to be pretty much smooth sailing from here. At least I thought it would, until I saw that jumping imp girl right fucking there on the dang-gum ladder. And then I died, because I got impatient, yet again. So let's try that again. Let's try that again. Don't know why I left this one in, because we've already demonstrated how bad poison can be in this mode. But this is just me just not paying attention and dying for it. Alright, now let's do this correctly this time, if you can call it that. Maybe I just got really lucky. And now from here, we are finally on Easy Street because it's now time for the boss. And I've got enough practice on the boss to handle myself. That was until this happened. Fuck. Technically, that's still my fault because I didn't roll forward. Because then I would have avoided it, but hey, whatever. Live and learn. Let's do it right this time. So there is a way that you could quick kill Adia, but I haven't exactly figured out the distance between you and the Pearl in order to get a one-hit kill on this boss fight. But it is possible. I've had it happen a couple of times. And I want to say that you have to get really close to it, like dangerously close, but also far enough that forget it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But it exists. It does exist. And that is the end of the area, and that does it for this series. I hope to see you in whatever I decide to do next time. See ya.